Welcome to Loleventvods. Watch the full game of today's LTA 2025 matchup.
Like the movement speed slide, like the water slide, and then as well as like mixing up his EQs, being able to abuse those and like abuse the fact that like a champion like Poppy can E into you, right? Because you can fear him off of you. Like it takes a lot of confidence and skill to like walk up to a Jax and just poke him and then trust yourself to get that fear off. I mean, if you pull that off, I think he's great. If you don't pull it off and you play him like a Xerath, you might as well pick Xerath.
So it's basically one of those champions that is like, you have to play at a really high level, and then the rewards are really high.
Yeah, I think when you play like a mid-range mage rather than a long-range mage, he can be really scary because you get so much value out of every skill in his kit, and he has so many small little tweaks you can do when you do play him. So I think that's a very important when you do pick him.
Okay, let's get into draft here for this second time. It is going to be 100 Thieves back on the blue side, so they're happy to stay in the same corner, as we do have Rumble, Talia, and Cassio banned out from them. Meanwhile, in the other camp, Team Liquid banning out the Yone, the Sylas, and the Vi. First pick of this one is the Kalista. I feel like this is a champion that we always see on ban lists, but Team Liquid was happy to let it through.
We got to see it yesterday as well. Actually, Sven played it, and we saw the answer that TL brought out against it was actually Corki and was it Corki Nautilus? I think it was Corki Nautilus, I believe. But obviously Corki's off the table. You know, what's your take? You know, as far as Kalista and the strength of her in the meta right now?
I think Kalista is just a really strong champion that facilitates AP junglers really well. So if you have a strategy of playing an AP jungler with Kalista, securing those first grubs, securing the second grubs, because she is the queen of those kind of skirmishes. There's no AD carry that can really match that. Plus, I think she has insane lane swap strength. She's one of those AD carries that does not need much help power diving any top laner. Even if you have a really strong top laner on the side lane like Asante, Kalista usually manages to take her out. Really interesting to see from 100 Thieves slamming the Ambessa. Like I mentioned, they didn't pick it into Cassante last game. They wanted to keep it open because they wanted a game without Cassante in it to enjoy Ambessa in.
So they've got the Ambessa, they've got Renata next to Kalista, which is a long time Kalista partner.
Support.
Yeah, we do have the Zyra and the Sejuani both locked in for TL.
This is actually so spicy. I love this. You can go poke Varus, and you can play even like double Comet bot lane
100%.
and really just utilize the range advantage over the Kalista. Kalista obviously incredibly powerful in all ins, but Renata requires getting pretty close to hit that handshake. It's not like you're playing with an Alistar that is that guaranteed go button. So I actually think this is a really intelligent answer, and it's potentially taking out another pick that Umpty wouldn't want to play in jungle for later on, right? So 100%. I think it's like kind of double whammy. It's kind of brilliant.
Hey, it is really brilliant. Also, Ambessa has a flex for 100 Thieves. They've shown to be able to play it mid lane, and there's something that they're willing to do. So now you've also not just removed it from next games, but also on this exact draft. Because maybe, River would have been looking for this on the 4-5.
Well, we do have some interesting stuff so far in this one. I'm really liking what we're seeing. Team Liquid also, you know that they're happy to get Sejuani for Umpty. Throughout Umpty's time in North America, he has been known as a Maokai and Sejuani merchant a lot of the times. His best performances on these tanks, on these meatballs. He got Maokai in the first one. He gets Sejuani here in the second. TL fans are happy to see him on these picks.
Well, and I just think it's so interesting because we were talking about this off camera, but last time these two teams played and 100 Thieves won, their strategy was actually taking away the comfort picks from Umpty. So game 1 was a Maokai, game 2 was a Sejuani, or vice versa. I can't actually remember, but River was the one playing those tanks and forcing Umpty on some of the junglers he's less comfortable with. So this time around, they're prioritizing other things and allowing Umpty to have comfort.
I think it's really interesting that they decided to go 4-5 with the mid jungle or with their top laner. They're batting out Jax from 100 Thieves side and Gangplank, which is what they used yesterday to counter the Ambessa, which I was super surprised with. Honestly, I think it's awesome that Gangplank saw play, but into Ambessa, I wouldn't have had the balls to play that. So props to him back there. That said, no Renekton ban means I think they're posturing for a lane swap here. If the Renekton comes through on 4 and the Ambessa is going to go top lane, which is something that is commonly agreed on, is playable. Most teams still look to lane swap, and especially with Varus Zyra being such a bully lane, you definitely don't want your Kalista and Renata to get stuck in that lane. So the lane swap situation is going to be really important for 100 Thieves this game.
So I've heard you talk about, Ambessa playing Grasp as kind of a way to, bridge the gap in the early game to get towards the late game. Is this one of those matchups that you would expect to see Grasp in against Renekton?
100%. I think that once you get to the first item as Renekton and nothing crazy's happened in the early game, Ambessa should be able to take over. Now, obviously, we don't know if this is actually going to be Ambessa. No, it looks like it will be Ambessa top lane.
Nocturne, the knock wave.
That is a very interesting combination of champions. It makes sense. I mean, you do one-shot the Zyra and or the Varus. Now, obviously, whether you know the combo or not, I'm assuming they have it prepped. You do need to know how to do it.
I would hope so.
I would hope so, too.
That's true of most champions in League of Legends.
But this is really scary, because when the lights go out and one of your carries gets one shot, you still have to worry about the Ambessa still lurking in the shadows. So I'm really excited for this comp, actually. It makes a ton of sense. Also, APA wants to be playing some control mage, some kind of character that kind of sits safe in the back. Opts into the Nico, but look at their bans. They banned Silas, Akali, and Aurora. They really didn't want to have to pick a champion that had to get in there and fight.
It's so interesting because, you know, while Zyra is always really susceptible to getting one shot by dive, by the same token, if Zyra gets plants out, gets the ult off before she dies, it doesn't really matter. She's kind of done her job. And when I look over at a Zyra, when I look over at a Nico, the potential for counter engage is quite high. So I feel like if 100 Thieves aren't really on point with that initial blow, that's going to be tough.
I 100% agree with you. Also on their end, they're going to have to be super careful about the Sejuani ult and the Varus ult, because if they get engaged on first, counter punch is really lacking on Orianna Nocturne's side if Orianna can't get the ball on him.
All right, one last thing before we let you go. Whippo, I want to know, who do you think has the edge in this second draft?
I personally think if 100 Thieves successfully gets a good lane swap off, I give them the odds, because I do think Kalista Renata into the Renekton is a very easy way to set up the game for both side laners. That said, if TL has something cooking in the early game and manages to match those lanes, I expect them to drive their winning lanes into a lot of objectives and a lot of wins.
All right, that's what we'll keep an eye on. Thank you again, my friend, once more for your insight into the game. We look forward to seeing you back here again later on. But for now, it's time to head back onto the Rift.
A little update about what the delay is on stage. If you saw the tweet, Jan's glasses broke yesterday. They got them repaired. They just broke again.
Wait, what?
So they're trying to fix his glasses.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now joining us, welcome back to the LTA Finals. Welcome back to game number 2 of Team Liquid versus 100 Thieves. Game number 1 was a real strong showing for TL. 100 Thieves trying to bounce back in this one with the knock wave combo, that bazooka into the back line of TL.
Yes, sir. They're going to be looking for it, and we'll see if they can pull it off. Nocturne becoming, you know, very high prio even in solo queue these days. I do think it's quite a strong champion, but it is one of those champions that is so ultimate based. Obviously, I talked about that for Nico, but really like the ideal Nocturne game is farm, farm, farm until you have that ultimate ready. But you can see Jan and Ayla, these guys have some history over the years. They did proving grounds together. They were able to win there. There's 2025. I love that GIF, by the way. 2025 split finalist. They have been around and together for quite a long time, you know, fighting against each other and with each other a lot over the years. So it's just kind of cool to see this story and now facing off here on such a big stage.
And speaking about the face-off in the bottom lane, always worth noting when we have like those differences in summoner spells, I like to keep track of it, just make a quick note of it in case it makes a huge difference. It is the cleanse for FBI, really respecting just how easy it is for him to die if he gets caught out by Core JJ in the lane, or even as the game goes on. You already talked about how, yeah, if you get hit by anything, there's so much follow-up CC. But then over on the other side, just the barrier for Jan to guarantee the extra safety if they try to all in with the Kalista Renata.
This is actually really nice. So River is on the Raptors right now. He's taking those away. So is basically pushed out because he was going to kill the Raptors before he could kill the red buff. So he would get level 2 and then come and fight him while Ayla was harassing. And they do have this lane swap set up here. It is Sniper down to that bot side. Sniper got no experience. Ouch. So he got none of the experience off the first 2 melees. Didn't take too much damage, so at least it's not like a disaster. If you lose a lot of health and don't get the XP, you are very sad. Meanwhile, Impact is kind of sneaking around on the side trying to hover here. Is level 1. Does he have E level to actually stay safe? He does, so he's waiting for the cooldown.
Yep, just gets the extra slice back, jumps over the wall. He even managed to slice through River, so he would have the extra cast of the dice.
They're thinking about diving, though. This is what Bubba talked about, one of the strengths here.
Okay. Impact still just trying to escape. 5 seconds left on the slice. Completely zoned away from that wave. Cannot participate in this whatsoever, as Umpty has made his way into the enemy jungle to farm that red quadrant.
And now we have to look down to the bot side and see what is happening there. What is the reaction from TL? Can they actually push Sniper off? And I'm going to think the answer is no. Sniper is getting harassed. Core tanks up a tower shot or 2 there. But Sniper, even if he doesn't get the farm, he's getting all the experience, where Impact is just completely hopeless.
Yeah.
Impact is looking for anything, man. Anything he can get. A Sniper still just on the 1 CS. That's okay, because he is going to be getting towards level 3 here very soon.
It's one more than Impact has.
That's actually an infinite CS lead.
Yeah, it's trouble for Impact up here, and he's going to go ahead, teleport up underneath that top lane tier 1 turret. He did have most of an EXP bar that he got earlier, so it does mean that he only needed that first minion to hit level 2. So as soon as he arrives, now he can start picking up a couple of minions. Both top laners getting the authentic lane swap experience.
I actually think it's a really good TP, but it looks so funny because he like didn't even base, didn't even have anything to buy. He just gets zoned off and then has to TP 4 feet back. It's the only way he can get back to that tower and soak experience. But if you let them zone you off forever, you're never going to get back. And mid lane, Quid could be in some trouble.
Ooh, nicely done there with APA. Stranglethorns into the blooming blows. That last pop would have taken Quid out. He has to flash away to guarantee his own life.
Yeah, going to be able to survive for now. But up on the top side, the wave was actually pushing away from Impact. They are thinning it out, so we'll see if... Yeah, it looks like they're not going to try to hold a freeze. They're just going to thin it out, push it back. And even with all of the damage reduction on these towers these days, they still almost took a plate. But TP's going to be coming in. We're going to see if APA can find anything here on River.
APA trying to stop the continued invasion of his own jungler, but right there, APA forced to spend his flash.
Ouch.
You go in point blank with a Nocturne like that. This isn't last game. You're not 10,000 gold up. You're not in a place where you can just make these very audacious moves, and APA gets punished early.
Yeah, I think his thought process was Umti would come down and we would kind of pincer him, right? And then we'd collapse on him. But Umti stayed on the camp, so maybe a little bit of miscommunication in that spot. Umti obviously already down on camp, so maybe feeling, you know what, I actually can't afford to move away from this. River is going to win the smite, but a lot of the little ones are going to go to Umti, so still getting most of the gold. But at the end of the day, yeah, APA TP's back, loses his flash, loses half his health, has to immediately go back to base, so that sucks.
Well, the one nice part there is at least because APA nearly got that solo kill on Quid, the flash timers are pretty well synced up. It's not like he's just totally down that flash, and now as soon as level 6 hits, it's Orianna flashing in range for the insta.
He lost his glasses, but he already broke the other guy's glasses first.
There are no glasses available in mid lane.
No glasses.
Everyone is farming blind, waiting for level 6. It's a no eyesight fight.
Yeah. It's just how all my solo queue teammates play. It's just every single one of them.
Eyes off. Jesus, take the wheel.
They've been practicing that for 10 years.
Clicking on stop. That's the way you play League of Legends.
That's a real League of Legends right there. Hell yeah, brother.
We're bringing it here. Ready to go. Down here in bottom lane, at least the top laners are now getting to enjoy playing League of Legends themselves again now that they're back in a non-1v2 situation. Sniper with the slight lead, excuse me, in that.
All the top laners complain about it, but you got to know what it is to be poor before you can appreciate being rich. And all the top laners, they know what it is to be down in the dirt.
This is, you really got to appreciate being poor. Okay, Coach AJ is not appreciating the aggro coming out here from FBI. Core with a flash away. So many spears in his back. Does not want to allow FBI the opportunity to rend those out. Even if it doesn't kill him, it would put him down so low on HP. There'd be no way to continue playing it. Umti going to secure the first Void Grub here as he and APA are ready to try to fight back against River, who now no longer has his spell shield, but he's right on top of APA, who tried to get away with a clone. Strangled barbs onto 2 targets, but it's not good enough. 100 Thieves with the first blood, and they might just be able to secure some more. Nicely done as Umti tries to Arctic Assault back over the wall, but beautiful job from River guaranteeing the kill. It's 3-0 100 Thieves in the early part of the game as Sniper solo kills Impact in bot 2.
Exactly at the same time, he's able to get the solo kill down the bot. Didn't even need his ulti for it. I'm not sure if he got the ulti off of the kill on a level up, but takes him down. That is big. Nocturne 2 kills. Sniper a kill in the side lane, picking up where he left off. And we're going to watch this one more time. Impact was already chunked down very low and kind of just overstayed his welcome and realized, oh God, like I actually can't get out. And Sniper getting that kill is massive. Golden Glue pumped up. You got to be, because you want to get that momentum back after that game number 1 where TL ran away with it. This time, it is going to be 100 Thieves that are set up for success.
Flashback to 24 hours ago. Remember that when 100 Thieves was playing against FlyQuest yesterday, it was a very similar situation. FlyQuest stomping game number 1, and then 100 Thieves bouncing right back and hitting him in the jaw.
Exactly, and Sniper was massive for the team. He was the biggest difference in expectation versus reality for me during the semifinals. Really stepped up, played a great series, and now in the second game, gets an early kill on the Mbessa. We know what this champion can do from ahead. There's a lot of squishy targets over there. You hit Varus with the public execution, Zyra, Nico, you get in there, you can really make some magic happen.
And After what Whippo said at the end of the draft, comparing this to yesterday, I'm getting kind of similar vibes to that game too as well. Because yesterday we were saying 100 Thieves, they have to execute. Because if they don't, FlyQuest at that time, Team Liquid now, has the answers. And so far in this early game, game number 2 today, here in the finals, 100 Thieves is executing. We'll see if they can manage to find those combos with the knock wave like you were talking about.
Yeah.
But right now it's Team Liquid overloading the top side, looking for the wombo combo here on Snipers and Bessa, but the lights go off and River jumps in to see if he can get something in return instead. He manages to get the fear on Jan. He won't get a return kill, but honestly, saving Sniper was the whole goal.
Yeah, exactly. That's really big. And even with the lights turned off, Jan was able to actually hit Sniper with the piercing arrow. Wouldn't have had vision of him. That's all the practice without the glasses right there. It was calibrating.
We're really just going to keep the glasses all the way to the
I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. I'm done. Oh, man. River going to be looking
we're in the
though.
glasses realm now. River wants APA on this one. Does manage to track down the real deal as APA will not be able to get out of that one there with a root. Nicely done from River, utilizing the spell shield. APA thankfully does have the flash, so the root might not have got it done, but the summoner spell keeps him safe. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Ayla and FBI putting the pressure on Impact, whose Renekton is not doing the greatest so far in this game.
Yeah, definitely having a little bit of trouble. You know, obviously got zoned off, was put down in XP, then gets solo killed. Now going to be sent back to base, but he does have the teleport, so should be okay to be able to go topside and collect all of that wave. Also, really nice just to be able to take off the flash from APA. Obviously, he lost his flash on the initial TP. As soon as it's back, they put the pressure on here with the shockwave. Obviously, it wasn't that full combo because Nocturne didn't use the ulti, but it was the training wheels version, you know? You just have the Nocturne walk up, get that ulti down, force out the flash, and APA without that flash is going to have way less playmaking ability.
All wave, no knock, didn't matter. Still managed to secure the summoner spell as Team Liquid will look to take the first Drake of the game for themselves. They did manage to get 2 out of 3 of the grubs up there on the top side. Still not going to get any credit towards the feet on that one since you have to have the full trio. Sniper now making sure that he backs up as Team Liquid overloads the bottom lane.
Yep, they're going to be looking to put the pressure onto this tower here, farm some plates. They are warded out on that recall, so we'll see what the response is going to be. FBI obviously pushing up on top side. Kalista, not very good wave clear, though. Going to be trying to do this as fast as possible. We'll see how many plates can be taken over on the other side. The grubs now have respawned, and it is going to be River pulling those on spawn. So that's going to be kind of the trade, the delayed trade of grubs for that dragon. But the plates, the race is on for first tower, and TL are very far ahead, and no one is actually coming down to respond. So I feel like they can just fully stay on this tower if they want, and maybe even get it down, or at least very, very low, to being able to grab another feat of strength.
Yeah, those first couple of grubs doing a lot of work here for Team Liquid. Little bit more damage is going to be required. The minion wave is starting to get thinned out, but the next wave is already clashing. That means that Jan and Core JJ are set up to secure first turret of the game here for TL. Nicely done for them. Meanwhile, on the other side, like you said, it is that second set of grubs going over to 100 Thieves, so they only need one more. Oh, sorry. Forgot they did not get the first Drake, so they're still going to need a couple more neutral objectives. Umpty could be in a little bit of a sour spot here. Does Arctic Assault back over the wall. 1-1 overall in the tower count, and it's still 100 Thieves with a 1,500 gold lead.
Yep, 100 Thieves looking really good, starting things off here. And we can see already, first item's going to be coming through. We have the experimental Hexplate Rush for River. That has done a lot of additional power to that ulti. And you get the move speed, you get the attack speed, really kind of ramps you up there. These are the two most common, you know, is this and Stridebreaker are the two different kind of like thought processes I generally see people going for these days. But it does feel like experimental Hexplate is getting a little bit more use, even though it is such a niche item. Like, it only really works for a couple champions. I'm seeing it pop up a little bit more here and there.
It reminds me a lot, for people who have been playing for a lot longer of a time in League of Legends, old Hextech Gunblade.
Yeah.
It worked for 3 champions in the entire game. Like, old Akali loved it, Katarina loved it, Kayle loved it. Nobody else cared about the thing practically at all.
Yeah.
But those 3 champions loved it. And
Exactly.
Hexplate kind of has that exact same type of vibe. Nocturne being one of the ones who gets so much value there. As bottom lane, 100 Thieves going in, trying to put the last little bit of damage here onto this tier 1 turret. Meanwhile, Team Liquid ready to reinforce. River trying to get away now from Umpty. Nice use of the spell shield there to block the second half of the Sejuani W. Impact's got to be careful. A lot of pressure onto him underneath the tier 1 turret, but Umpty and Core are ready to go. FBI gets caught out by the Sejuani ulti, but he blocks it on purpose. He has the cleanse. He can immediately deny it, but immediately from behind enemy lines, it's APA ready to go. Pop Blossom finds 2, but he's got to be careful. He's stuck on the front line, and Sniper's already killed him. Impact wants to turn it around, but Impact's now in serious danger himself. Sniper wanted to flash forward to find another kill, but he ain't gonna get it. 100 Thieves trying to be careful, fully disengaged, but Sniper's caught out. No escape mechanisms left, and a little bit more damage goes through. Team Liquid 13 minutes in, finally on the board, but it's a 1-for-1 in the fight.
Yeah, solid flank there from APA. Had the deep teleport, and the ulti ends up hitting on 3, I believe, because even River was ulting in, ends up getting caught. Quid in some trouble here, though. Is going to look, and you can't disrespect the Zyra damage too much, is going to be rushing towards that Leandries. Already has the Zazax.
Zazax. I like it. The support items have such wacky names.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you say it, right? Zazax?
Zazax. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It just sounds wacky because you almost never see it. Yeah. The good old, the ZZ Rod spiritual successor.
There you go. We'll see this one more time. Cleanse forced out there on FBI, and then it was just all about how successful is this flank going to be. The lights get turned out, so they can't really coordinate as well. But yep, hits it on Sniper. The damage even going to be landing there on Nocturne as they arrive. Core has a really nice follow-up out of the brush, wasn't really spotted, and was able to get a ton of damage down. And then as Impact is flashing away, Sniper looked for the flash follow, but because he couldn't actually connect on him, he gets tagged by the Chains of Corruption. He gets rooted out of that. That's what I'm talking about with the follow-up, CC. If one thing hits, the rest is going to follow, and you don't really have a way out. A great kill there for TL, but 100 Thieves still looking strong in this one, and we'll see where this next Nocturne ult is used. They are heading out towards top, and there is no tier 1. Can he shockwave it?
Yes, he can. Impact is stopped in his tracks as Ayla and Quid will now look for the rest of the health bar. They got River coming up just to guarantee it. Throws out that little bit of a Nocturne Q for the assist to help Quid out, as Quid needs some more damage to deal with the Croc, but he's got it easy enough for 100 Thieves, up 5-1.
Yep, they're looking really, really good. APA trying to play through side lanes. That is such a core component of TL's success when they're playing at their best, is how APA manages side lanes. Plays a lot of champions that can be very successful there. He always wants to put pressure on these towers, and we can see River very successful in his career on Nocturne. 9-3 on the pick, you know, has really been a successful one for him. Obviously, Nocturne is more one of those niche champions that you don't just kind of spam. It's more when the draft fits it, but has been great when the moment called for it.
And I feel like Oriana's such a good buddy for him, too, because of that combo that we talk about.
It's really, like you and me.
Yeah, exactly. And like yawn and glasses.
There you go. It all comes back.
It all
this time it wasn't
returns.
me, though. I will point out.
Well, no, that's why we're the good duo, because I brought it back for you. You said you were done, but
I wanted to say
I knew you were ready to keep going. I knew that we were able to bring it back again.
Appreciate that.
I got
Appreciate
you, bro.
that.
I got you. And 100 Thieves, they got a 2,000 gold lead right now, 16 minutes into the game. Rift Herald just about to spawn, and it's 100 Thieves controlling the topside river.
Yep, and they have a lot of these big one-item power spikes. Blade of the Rune King, obviously huge for FBI on the Callista. We have that Seraph's about to be fully stacked for Quid, which is going to feel nice. Obviously, knowing there's so much upfront burst coming through from this TL comp. We obviously have the Eclipse, we have the Hexblade, so they are looking strong, and I do think this is going to be a really tough fight for TL to look towards. In general, their comp is going to function around softening up targets first, then hard engaging. It's going to be pretty reliant, I think, on Kenyon and Core, lance and poke, chip people down, then you find the ability for APA to flash in, or Impact to find an angle, or UMT to go, and you try to kill them from there. You don't necessarily want that 100-0 fight, otherwise I do think there's a really high risk of TL's comp using a lot of damage up front, not having quite enough to finish them off, and then all of a sudden, all these champions that have high consistent damage on the 100 Thieves side can really start to run over a fight.
Well, right now, Impact just going to make sure that that wave gets pushed up here in the bottom lane. Team Liquid just farming it out. They've only still got that one turret claimed down in the bottom lane, but 100 Thieves still only has the one they've claimed in the top side, so no super explosiveness from either team just yet here, as Ayla does potentially get caught out there by UMT, but honestly, despite the fact that Team Liquid committed both the Sejuani ulti and the Zyra ulti to that, pretty easy for Ayla to just walk away, only spending the heal.
Yep, use the self-Mikhails as well, so they are going to be getting that on cooldown. And Mikhail's becoming, you know, more and more popular of a rush item. I talk about how Busio does this a lot. I think it is so powerful, so effective. It's Sejuani, it's a root, it's a flash from Nectin stun that is instantly removed and countered by this item. it just has so much power, especially when your opponents are really kind of low on that hard engage and so reliant on a stun to make something happen.
Impact trying to clear out the wave on the tier 2 here in the bottom lane, loses a ton of HP in the process. Herald's finally taken down, but now River jumps in with a knock wave, and they found their way into the back line. They already killed Core JJ, who has no Stranglethorns to protect himself, but River is hit by the Chains of Corruption. Impact wants a little bit more damage. One last hit might take him down, but no, that's even bigger than it originally looks, because it means there's no reset on the bailout. There's no way to keep River alive on that one. So Team Liquid, despite getting a 2-for-1, still loses out on the trade as 100 Thieves have the tier 2 turret. Now APA with a deep TP like you're talking about, looking for that long cutoff for the 100 Thieves escape route. But Yon's got to be careful. Ayla, Sniper, and FBI still thinking about having to maybe fight this. Sniper jumps right back in here onto Umpty. FBI right behind him, and there goes Sejuani. APA's finally found the back line here, but FBI pulls his support back over to safety. Team Liquid going after the bottom lane duo of 100 Thieves now. APA not a lot of value there out of the Pop Blossom. Impact still ready. FBI the target. He takes down APA, but he can't bail himself out from that one. It's a bloodbath in bot lane.
It is an absolute bloodbath, but TL are the ones that get the bigger advantage, closing that gold lead a fair bit. Really good job by Umpty and Yon of keeping them interested, of not allowing them to fully escape, but not over chasing and allowing an easy hard engage to turn and kill Yon. That gave an opportunity for APA to teleport back in, for Impact to heal back up and just run down there. He didn't even use the teleport, and that does close the gap. We'll see, though, if 100 Thieves can be first to this next dragon. It's going to be a critical one. Otacon, of course, coming up pretty soon, but that third dragon will be massive, and we can check it out in the Kia replay here one more time. This is after the initial fight. Umpty's job is just to kind of keep them interested and buy time. Sniper, yes, he flashes forward. He does take him down, but Yon is still safe. Impact arrives, and in comes APA. This is a great pullback from FBI to keep his support safe, but at the end of the day, he's got nowhere to go, and he knows it. So his only real option is to just try to turn and fight his way out.
And as we jump back into live, we've got another attempt from the Orianna Nocturne. Going after Impact this time. TL's got a lot of backup coming in to support the Croc as the damage is enough, and they kill off Quid first. Impact still standing, but River finally finishes the job. Sniper wanted to make his way into the fight, but now he's in danger too. Sejuani ulti flies after him, but instead it ends up getting even more. It locks up Ayla as Sniper dies to the damage over time. 100 Thieves overplay their hand looking for the Renekton, and they lose 3-1.
Yeah, they spent so much trying to take down that Renekton, and not everyone was really in place to follow up. I don't think they expected everyone from TL to be on that side of the map, so now it's going to be Otacon, and likely the Dragon as well. What was looking really good for 100 Thieves turns into a disaster, as it's now going to be Soul Point and Otacon for TL. And that is going to be tough to deal with.
Remember in game number 1, when 100 Thieves was so far behind, and they get 3 kills on Team Liquid, but then it's like, oh man, it was 45 seconds off of the Drake, it was 20 seconds off of Otacon, all they end up getting is the kills. Now here in game number 2, it's the other way around, but TL gets Otacon and a Dragon as the prize.
And just watch how quickly TL is actually collapsing. All 4 members instantly were running down here. Well, it wasn't really clear that there was going to be that full fight on the 100 Thieves side. You can see the teleport comes in pretty late from Sniper, and by the time he arrives, it's all TL around him. Literally 4 members there sitting around him. They just CC him up. He gets rooted. He gets stunned. He uses the public execution to try to dash out to safety, but the burn coming through from that plant in that tri-brush is able to hit him with the final auto, burn him down, uses that bailout, can't survive. Ayla goes down as well. That is heartbreak for 100 Thieves after losing game number 1 and being in such a good spot game number 2. TL just coming up massive, and you can look at the team fight damage. You know, FBI just wasn't there, right? And Sniper arrives late and instantly has to run. It's going to be a TL1 fight.
That's a 2968 prescription right there for the sharpshooter on Team Liquid. He is looking good, as now they've got the false life on everybody. The gold lead that we were praising for 100 Thieves that was 2,000 6 minutes ago is now nothing, as Team Liquid has closed the gap. They're on Soul Point, and 100 Thieves are now charged with the responsibility of defending against TL aggro. Sniper was answering Impact down there in the bottom lane, but now he's cheating up towards mid. 100 Thieves is all about that go button with the Nocturne Orianna. Nicely used there. APA taking the clone, using that to face check the brush, making sure nobody has to walk into a bad handshake.
And Myon is just fed again. This guy just always seems to find a way to get the kills, to get the gold, to be positioned in the right place, right time. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go towards an Edge of Night or something, a little bit defensive to try to deal with this hard combo that's going to be coming for him. And CoreJJ, you can see he's going to be building towards the Seekers, has that armor that is going to be part of that, building eventually towards the Zonias, but he already had, may have a fight.
Okay. I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking, oh, maybe they walk up, maybe they commit Sejuani.
I saw you go to your casting pose, so I stopped talking.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta get ready in case it just turns into something crazy.
He has a specific casting pose.
In case it goes crazy, man. I gotta be ready. It's all about the.
There was no flame there.
The breath flow or whatever. I don't even know the right terminology.
It's about the aerodynamics.
Honestly, it's all vibes. I have no idea about the science behind any of it.
We'll check in with the rocket surgeon about what really makes it work.
We'll have to get the real experts in here. We need to see the right way to do it. And honestly, Team Liquid has been finding the right way to respond to an early game that was really going 100 Thieves' way. 100 Thieves now, they still have a lot of tools in the kit though, right? You're seeing second items online for pretty much everybody. Storm Surge on the Orianna for the extra burst. Spear of Shojin on Ambessa to create just a very, very balanced experience dealing with her in a side lane situation. Then you've also got the Stride Breaker on Nocturne. I'd like how you already mentioned that versus Hexplate being like the two sort of roads you can travel on the champion.
Yeah.
But whichever road you don't travel, you kind of just go back and walk down at any second.
Both, exactly. Grab it up. And does have those CDR boots now, so being able to try to reduce that cooldown on the ulti as much as he possibly can. It's now down to just over a minute, 69-second cooldown there. So he's going to be able to let it rip a lot more often, but he's got to be on point with Quid when they go in. You can't overcommit.
Umpty jumping out there with the Arctic Assault, but Impact will be the target as 100 Thieves look to respond. Impact using the Blast Cone to make a little bit of distance for himself. Keep your eyes on APA, who's all the way up there in the top lane. So Team Liquid did not want to get themselves into a bad fight, into a fight that APA wouldn't be able to join until it was already over. As the piercing arrow, just not quite enough distance there to find Quid. 100 Thieves doing a good job minding their spacing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the piercing arrow, they're going to go in.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Immediate jump coming out from the Nocturne. Orianna wombo combo into the back line goes. River takes down Yon, but it's a 1-for-1 trade, and Sniper makes it a 2-for-1, and CoreJJ is shut down. Umpty now about to fall too. Sniper hits his mark. Impact and APA need to clean him up a little bit here. The Ruthless Predator is that indeed, as Quid drops next. But now, can APA and Impact possibly deal with a Callista? FBI is ready to keep on jumping towards him. Nice strangle barbs there to lock up FBI and make sure that he can't go any further. Sniper being able to reinforce, like you say, means TL can't look for any more. 100 Thieves win the scrap, 3-2.
Yeah, really good awareness there from TL to not actually stay too far forward, because if they do at all, they will get TP'd on absolutely. Sniper base was looking for it, and that initial punch from the Knockwave are really strong, but even with that, the fight ends up going pretty even overall. And now the big concern is, will you have all your cooldowns for this next fight? Because this is Soul coming up here for TL in 20 seconds. There's going to be no summoners at all in the bot lane, no flash on Sniper. Yes, there's some missing summoners over on the other side as well. So we'll have to see who can take the most advantage of that, who can find that angle to punish these missing resources.
These damn Ocean Souls, man, they're putting the pressure on 100 Thieves so far in the first couple games of the finals, but we'll see if the Thieves can rally and defend in this one. APA continuing to use that clone for scouting purposes. Send it up the ramp, get an idea where 100 Thieves are at. River hanging out in the brush, trying to contest this, wants to fight Umpty on the smite. Team Liquid does not want to overcommit to the objective. One piercing arrow from Yon has already hit FBI, but it's not that big of a deal. The Dragon down to about half HP. Team Liquid still looking to potentially secure themselves a massive power spike here with the Ocean Soul. Ayla on the flank, keep your eyes on him. A massive ulti could really be the difference maker here as Sniper's down to half HP. The Dragon down to below 3,000. Surely the smite fight's going to go all out now as it's stolen away by 100 Thieves. River making the difference on that one as Umpty is about to die. The hostile takeover flying into the back line as River takes down down Umpty. Sniper's fighting for his life, but he's winning for now. Finally drops. APA taking the kill on that one as Impact chases after FBI and Quid. Ayla trying to escape now as well. Team Liquid does not have the ability to catch up. Yes, they win 2 for 1 in kills, but critically, the Thieves secure the objective. Quid tries to pop APA. Beautifully done to make that one a 1 for 1 with mid laners, but FBI and Ayla have to try to escape. The bailout onto the Callista is not enough, and all Thieves will fall.
Nicely done by TL. That is a massive fight for them over by the Dragon. Core got so much work done early on in this fight. Multiple roots hit onto Sniper. So Sniper starts the fight at about 30-40% health. This is really tough. You can see Impact flashing in on FBI, putting the pressure in on him immediately, knowing he was missing those summoners. Then Ayla comes in with the hostile takeover, but it doesn't really get much of anything done. And as Sniper comes in on the flank, he was softened up so much earlier by Core that he just gets turned on by TL, knocked down immediately. Ayla, Quid, as well as FBI are kiting out, and I feel like they kind of baited themselves back in with this potential re-engage. Yes, Quid is able to find the trade kill on APA, but FBI and Ayla stay here, and from this spot have such a small chance of being able to win out in this fight. Even if you dodge out on the skill shots, they're so low on health that I think they kind of overstayed their welcome in this spot, and they get punished for it so much.
I see what they wanted to go for. I see that they're thinking, what if we have this Callista magic moment with a bailout that can really just catch them off guard? But unfortunately, exactly like you say, the deck was just too far stacked against them. Now Team Liquid again with just a slight gold lead though. It's not like the gold has been meaningful either way for about the past, what, 10 minutes? But now River's ready to go with an Aquawave. Yawn bought an arm guard to make sure he can't get caught by the wombo. Now APA with a counterattack here on the enemy jungler. The hostile takeover isn't going to do a whole lot. It just creates space for River to try to run. Team Liquid still looking for a little bit more as FBI needs to escape, but the Stranglethorns have him. The follow-up from Team Liquid is beautiful. Yawn understands the assignment. He buys the item that fully counters the mid-jungle combo of 100 Thieves, and it pays off huge for Team Liquid.
It does. I mean, all 3 of the targets now have an answer to it. There's a Seekers ready on APA. Seekers was there on Yawn, and there's a Zonia's on Core JJ. There's just no one to use the combo on any longer, and it feels like TL now massively in control. They are crushing it in these fights. That one punch that you're going for with this combo is just not getting anything done, and TL getting further and further ahead. They have the Baron now, and it's going to be a full core press to try to knock down some of these tier 2 towers and extend the gold lead as we can watch this one more time. They knocked off the Edge of Night. I don't know that they realized that this was actually there, that they had it, because they commit the full combo to it, and on the exit, APA has that rocket belt, moves forward, catches River and Sniper. Sniper gets tagged up by the Chains of Corruption. It's all about the follow-up CC. Great handshake from Ayla to try to disengage on FBI, but everyone else is still there. Core comes over the wall, flashes in, Impact is there. There's just no way out for FBI.
And I feel like so many times watching League of Legends, even in pro play, it just feels like, oh yeah, I'm lethality Varus. I need to make sure that I'm constantly spiking with as much lethality and AD as possible. I can't buy a Seekers. It's an item that doesn't contribute to the core build at all. But man, it perfectly counters what they're doing here. I love the fact that Yawn is saying, no, this is what we need to do. I'm fed enough. I have the extra gold to be able to make this luxury purchase. And it ends up just completely breaking the game open for TL, who are now 4,000 gold ahead.
And these 2 teams just love to fight. The last time they actually met, it was the bloodiest best of 3 in North American history. 138 kills. They are just going at each other time and time again. 31 kills so far in this one, not even 31 minutes in, so definitely has been pretty action-packed, but it is now 100 Thieves that need to find some sort of a miracle because you're so far down, and your combo just feels so easily answered by the item purchases. Yawn for now, though, doesn't have his Zonias completed. That's going to be a while, but APA has the Seekers ready. Core has his full Zonias, and that's going to make it tough. They're going for the deep TP here from Sniper. Let's see if they can find an angle.
All right, here comes the send. 100 Thieves ready for it. They want to try to find Yawn, but he's doing a good job staying in the shadows. Now they finally found him. River wanted to go in, but he doesn't hit the right target. Hostile takeover over the top. They're doing a lot of damage, but it's only the Core JJ. Ayla's already down. Quid is burning, and APA's guaranteed guaranteeing another kill on that one. Rampage for the mid laner on TL. A 2-for-1 trade for their side so far as Sniper flashes over the wall into the chicken pit, but it's not looking good. Yawns on the Rampage, and Team Liquid just got another 3-for-1.
Yeah, they're going to be pushing already. Impact already has that bot lane shoved up. The inhibitor is open there. The mid lane inhibitor about to be open as well. TL looking to put themselves here to match point soon.
Only a Callista and a Nocturne to try to defend against a Baron up 4-man push from Team Liquid. But with Ayla coming back up in 3 seconds, TL is saying that discretion's the better part of valor. The dragon is up. They can claim the Ocean Soul and potentially make the next push the game ender in a safer way.
Exactly. They're just going to try to play disciplined. They have a lot of gold in pocket. Yon is sitting on 3,000 gold right now, nearly 2,000 in mid lane, 1,600 gold for Impact as well. So they say, you know what? Yeah, we have a big gold lead. Actually, that entire gold lead is not spent right now. They know that they would have 100 Thieves respawning, so why risk it? Go get Soul. That's going to be another, say, 4,000 gold worth of combat stats. Go back to base, spend the 6K or so that's sitting in your bags right now, and then march down and finish it off, because Yon should have his full Zonias, I would think, after that fight. We can watch it one more time. I just don't think he had vision of the targets, because he pops the ulti, but they can't see the targets that he wants. Yeah, so there's great toggle from the observers. As soon as he gets sight of someone, he just has to let it go, because the ulti is going to expire. So he goes in onto Core JJ. They do finish him off, but he had the Zonias to buy time, and you can see Sniper over the wall was looking for the public execution, but that was thrown towards Core as well. Yon had repositioned his away from him, so he couldn't actually find him. That gets wasted. They chase down Sniper. They kill him off. They get Soul, and they are now so far ahead. Yon didn't quite have the gold. Still is going to buy something else, actually. Goes for Cyrildas, I believe.
Yeah, wanted to go for just the big damage power spike.
That's a good buy, too. Just buy an entire item.
Yeah, that thing's going to add a lot of extra pain to his arsenal. And you know what? Yon's scoreline of 8-1-9. That is 17 out of 20 kill participation. 85% KP on him. Looks really good unless you compare it to Core JJ, who's at 90% KP on the Zyra. The Team Liquid bottom lane duo really showing up, playing a massive role in turning this game around when 100 Thieves was in the driver's seat for almost the first 20 minutes. Now they found Yon again. River into the back line, looking for the carry on Team Liquid, but he doesn't have the damage here just yet. TL scrambling to keep Yon alive. A little bit more pressure from Sniper might be enough, but he can't quite get there. Meanwhile, Impact and Core with APA fighting in the enemy base. Core JJ is going to be the first one to be killed. Impact needs a little bit more damage, and FBI is down. Umpty's looking to run down Sniper as Ayla and Quid have to try to get out. The piercing arrow connects onto Quid, but it isn't enough. Sniper, ready to try to get back over the wall here, does not want to continue dealing with Umpty, who hits him with the white flag, and 100 Thieves have lost 2. APA, Yon, and Impact still in the enemy base. Quid, Ayla, and River need to try to defend this. APA is not going to hit anybody here with his root. The first Nexus turret about to fall, but still not dead. It looks like Ayla has gone too far. He wanted the handshake to try to save the game, but it ain't going to happen. Team Liquid is ready to go. Umpty is apologizing for his emote use in the alt chat, but Team Liquid sure ain't sorry for the way they turned this game around. 100 Thieves has no way to continue defending, surely, as River jumps into the back yet again, but the paranoia does nothing. TL coming back in a 35-minute game to take us to match point.
It's been all TL, back-to-back games, really showcasing their strength. Some great early moments from 100 Thieves, put them in a position where you thought, hey, maybe they can get it done in this game, maybe they can get it over the finish lines. But the answers were there from TL. I think the Zyra pick was actually brilliant. The itemization made it so hard for them to ever find a combo.
Nicely done in the early game from 100 Thieves, but Team Liquid showing again they got what it takes to bring it back. And